Yeah, we were seeing about extraction, unit 5. Yeah. So far we covered this one. So recoverability of solvent and everything, factors which are affecting solvent, this extraction process, solvent extraction process. So all the 7 parameters we have seen, which are selectivity needs to be very high, and distribution coefficient, it is also needs to be very high, and recoverability of solvent. In order to have a recoverability, the solvent should be non-azeotropic in nature, and high relative volatility and low heat, low heat of vaporization needs to be there. Then density, the difference between the density should be large enough. Why? Because if it is large enough, the decantation process will be very easy, or settling process will be very easy. Then interfacial tension should be very high. So if the interfacial tension is very high, the dispersion of dispersed phase into continuous phase will be larger, because of that interfacial tension between the two liquid, immiscible liquid should be high. Then chemical reactivity, so it should not be reactive in nature, and at the same time thermally it should be stable, and it should not be inert. It should not be inert only with the other solute or a solvent, but it should be inert with the construction material also. And other properties like viscosity needs to be low, vapor pressure needs to be low, and freezing points needs to be low. Then non-flammability, it should be non-flammable, non-toxic, and obviously it would be available at low cost. These are the factors which we have seen earlier. Now we will see this one, equilateral triangle coordinates. So why we have to use this one? Morning we discussed. So since there are three components in the system, overall system, so it is very easy to locate. If you know the two compositions, two constituent composition, then a third composition will be automatically, we can estimate. We can just find out using the triangular graph. So you might have known the Vivian's rule, Vivian's theorem. So you might have seen in the during the SSC course, secondary school certificate course. So during that we might encounter one theorem, which is Vivian's theorem. So the what is the Vivian's theorem saying? So Vivian's theorem is saying that the length of this line is there. If you consider this is A, and this line is B, if you consider, and the length of this line is C. So A plus B plus C is equal to the height of this triangle. So height of this triangle is equal to A plus B plus C. The length of this. So all the three lengths, when you sum up, you will get the height of this triangle. Same as that. That is saying the Vivian's theorem. So that's the same one. The basis of the technique of presentation of equilibrium data on an equilateral triangular graph paper is that the sum of the distances of a point within an equilateral triangle from the three sides is equal to the height of the triangle. So this is called Vivian's theorem. So on the equilateral triangle ABC in figure as shown in this one, the vertices ABC represent the pure component ABC. So all these are pure components. So here A is 100%, it is pure component, and here B is 100%, which is pure component. Here C is 100%, which is pure component. When here A is 100% means its composition has to be decreased from here 100% to 0%. Similarly, if C is 100% here means it has to be decreased, and C will be 0 here. But here B is equal to 100, then the composition will be decreased here. So this symbol indicates that B is in increasing, whereas C is in increasing in this direction. and A is increasing in this direction. So how can we relate that one? If you consider there are two compositions P and Q, okay, two constant elements P and Q. If we are mixing up, then they will reach some midpoint or something, some point somewhere it will be mixing. So this will be R. So according to Lever's rule, so one Lever's rule is there. According to Lever's rule, the ratio of this P divided by Q is equal to length of QR divided by length of PR. So this is the ratio which is going to define the compositions on the equilateral triangle. So how it is defined, we will see in the OneNote itself. Yeah, this one is the triangular graph. So how its coordinates are dependent, we will see now. So for example, if you consider this is A is 0 here, okay, 0% A is there. So its composition will be here 10, this is 20, this is 30, this is 40, this is 50, this is 60, this is 70, this is 80, this is 90, and this is 100. So here A is equal to 100%. So according to this Vivian's rule, what it is saying, so only if one composition, if one constituent element is 100% means there cannot be any other constituent here. All the coordinates is the nodal point. This coordinate system belongs to only one pure component. So here A is equal to 100 means it's a pure component. Then obviously here some other component B, if you consider, it needs to be 0. So this will be increasing. So here A is 0 and this is increasing along this direction. So 0% to 100%. And here B, other component, since this is pure coordinate system, so this is A is pure here. Then other component needs to be 0 here. So B is equal to 0 is the starting point. Then this is 10, this is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So here B is equal to 100%. B is equal to 100% here. Then when in the at one coordinate only one component is pure. So here B is equal to 0. Here A is equal to 0. Then the left out composition is only one, which is C is equal to 0% here, starting from that one. So here from B 0 to 100 it is increasing. So direction of increase is in this direction here. Then here C is equal to 0%. Then this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So here C is equal to 100%. So this is coordinate system. Now C is increasing in this direction. So if you see the same one, once again it is rotating. This is a rotating cycle. This cycle is rotating. So for defining the three component system, the basic diagram is this triangular diagram. So the basic diagram is this, only the triangle diagram. If you want to locate some point, okay, if you want to locate some point, so for example, say I'm writing each coordinate system. So this is 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay. If I want to locate A is equal to, if I want to locate A is equal to some randomly we'll take 30%, B is equal to some 60%, then what is the composition of C? So 60 plus 30. 90. So C will be 10%. We know from directly, we know that. But according to this graph, how can we locate? This is the basis for estimation of a number of plates or the composition. Okay, we have to project this up to the distribution curve. So in order to accurately locate these points, first we have to practice this one, how to operate on this graph. So A is equal to 30% means this point. Then B is equal to 60%. So this is B is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, then 100. So B is equal to 60 is this point. Yeah, B is equal to 60, this point. Then, okay, yeah, 60 and this is 30. Then this is,
That is 40, sir.
which one,
No,
40?
sir. 30, 30, 30,
30
sir.
only, no? Yeah, this is 60, B is equal to 60 and this is 30. And now this angle, this cross section we are using for A and this cross section we are using for B, and only left out is this cross section. Okay, this if you see, so the triangular, this horizontal lines we are using this for B. Then this type of lines we are using in this direction, we are using for, so this lines we are using for A and this horizontal lines we are using for B, and only left out points are this one. So this point we have to use for C. Then we can directly locate our C is this one. So this is C is equal to 10%, 20%, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. So we can directly say that this is B, which is 60%, and this is A, which is 30%, and now the other composition is this one, C is equal to 10%. Now we located, this question mark is equal to 10%. So what this Vivian theorem is saying is, so Vivian's theorem, what it is saying means, so if you see this one, if you consider some A, and this one if you consider some B, and this one if you consider the length of this one is C. So Vivian's theorem is saying about A plus B plus C. The length of A plus length of B plus length of C is nothing but the height of this triangle is this one. So we are indicating this with some h. So height of the triangle, if you add all the three lengths of the coordinates, then you will getting the height of the triangle only. Because of this, when the two compositions we know 30 plus 60, so obviously the third components needs to fall on the maximum angle. Maximum is this 100%. So maximum minus whatever the composition 60 plus 30. So 10% only. So Vivian's theorem is saying this one only. Irrespective of what the point and the way the points are there, when you add all the coordinates, all the length of the coordinates, you will get the you will get that is equal to height of this equilateral triangle. So that is called Vivian's theorem. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. For everybody on goal side?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now can we locate A is equal to 60 and B is equal to some 20? And what is C? Okay, without seeing, without just we can say that 60 plus 20 is equal to 80. C is equal to just 20. So without just seeing, calculating 100 minus 60 plus 20, just we have to locate that point. Can somebody say where the point will come?
Right side, sir.
Okay, A is equal to 60.
And 2 points above.
B is equal to 20, yes.
Yes, sir.
Then what about C?
Straight line 20 from there.
Yeah, diagonally, okay. Yes. So
Left side
this
diagonal.
this diagonal is this one. This is C. So once again, this is 100%. Like this, you have to locate. Now, what is the use by locating this one? You might just have a question that what is the use? Why we are locating? Directly, we can calculate this 100 minus 60 plus 30 is equal to something 10 percentage. Now we can directly calculate what is the use of this graph. There is no need for this graph. No, there's a use of this graph. Why means we have to plot the graph between raffinate phase and extract phase. So okay, two outputs are there. One is raffinate and other one is extract. When these two, when you plotted, this curve will looks like this one. It will come like this one. So the point at which the two layers, raffinate layer and this extract layer will meet is called as a plate point. Okay, plate point we will call that one. So now if you locate this one using this graph and using some operating line or a tie lines, tie lines means it will be like this somewhat. So it will be some E and R will be coming. Now using this one, we have to draw simultaneously X versus Y or capital X versus capital Y, whatever the parameters given. So this will be equilibrium curve. Then diagonal will be there. So we have to project this up to the equilibrium curve and then the diagonal. Then we have to locate our number of stages. This is one stage. Then next operating line, next tie line, then operated up to the equilibrium line. Then in this way, we can estimate the compositions of what is E, what is R. At the same time, stages 1, 2, 3 like this, we have to estimate. In order to do so, the locating these points accurately plays a very major role. So if you have any doubt, you just practice, do practice from online. This graph is there. If you want me to give this graph, I will just give you through WhatsApp. You can go through this one. Just try to practice this graph. If you practice this graph, it will be very easy to project the lines from here to this two coordinates or a two-dimensional graph. Then it is very easy to calculate any type of problem. So we will discuss during one stage, two stage, multi-stage cross current and multi-stage counter current, how these curves will be formed, how this curves has to be projected onto the this one distribution graph or equilibrium diagram. We will discuss this one in detail. Before that, you just practice. So one or two classes you just practice before coming to the next class. You just practice this graph first. So the triangular diagram. Okay, this was saying about this one. Then what are the equipments which are there for extraction? Okay, to carry out this extraction process, we just discussed there are three steps which are required to carry out the extraction process. But how there should be some industrial device so as to contact between two phases. One is heavy phase, next one is a light phase. Heavy phase is nothing but whatever the composition, fluid composition, like A plus C. Then light phase is nothing but solvent phase because it is very much lean. So solvent will be there. That is called as a light phase. So that is nothing but according to our terminology B. So in order to have an intimate contact between these two phases, we need certain equipments. So what are these equipments? First is a single stage equipments. First classification is based on single stage equipment. The next one is multi-stage equipment. So what is this single stage equipment? So if you consider mixer and settler, so for extraction to be carried out, we want one mixing to bring intimate contact between two phases. Then after mixing them, we have to allow them to be settled. So nothing but a decanter, that one. So we want mixer plus settler. So that type of setup is called as a mixer settlers. So that is a single stage we can consider. So these single stage operations, a series of multi-stage mixer settlers, we can arrange that one. That is out of context. Then multi-stage extraction. So what is this multi-stage extraction? So number of stages will be there. So multi-stage inside a single column you may encounter, but inside there may be many stages. So you might have noticed in this one distillation unit. In the distillation unit, what is the role of that entire column? So entire column will have a number of plates will be arranged. Okay, that plates will act as a one column, one stage. So that's the definition of that stage. Similarly, here also there are many stages inside the one single column. So that type of equipments are called multi-stage equipment. So that will those equipments are nothing but this one: spray towers, packet towers, baffle towers, perforated plate towers, pulse columns, agitated countercurrent extractions, and centrifugal extractors. Okay, these many columns are there. Out of this, for your syllabus, this one: spray towers are there, packet towers are there, baffle towers are there, then perforated plate towers. These four columns are there for your syllabus. So single stage equipment is nothing but where there is a provision only for mixing plus settling, okay, inside the single operation. But multi-stage equipment means inside a single column there may be many mixer settlers. Okay, that type of operation is called multi-stage equipment. They are classified as spray towers, packet towers, baffle towers, perforated plate towers, pulse columns, agitated countercurrent extraction, then centrifugal extractors. These many columns are there. So one by one we will try to discuss. So what is this mixer settler? So mixer settler, if you see here, some agitator will be there. So inside this mixing, the intimate contact between two phases will be just brought from the feed and everything. So after coming in intimate contact, the solvent and feed, what happens? It will be just dropped to some settler unit. So since this completes one stage, so this mixing plus settling will completes one stage. After settling, what happens? Due to the density difference, the two phase will be separated, or a decanter we can call this one. Instead of settler, we can call decanter. So due to the density difference, in this decanter, two layers will be separated. One layer we are calling as a raffinate layer, and another layer we are calling as a extract layer. So extract layer, since we are considering it as a solvent rich phase, so we are considering that as our essential product. So E1 will be separated out, and R1, which is solvent lean phase, will be separated from the bottom. And this same feed we can drop once again to this one, or we can take next the raffinate phase to this one. Okay, since this will complete one mixer settler stage, so this is stage 2. Then next one, if you arrange the same setup in the next stage, it will be stage 3. Then if you arrange the same setup, it is called stage 4. So finally here in a single stage operation, we have to extract a extract phase. In each stage we will have the extract phases. So this one is going to happen in the mixer setup. This can be operated in a batch wise as well as continuous phases also we can accept. So in the mixers, it may be some agitated vessels or maybe some flow mixers. Due to some flow between the two liquids, the mixing can happen. Okay, whether we may supply some agitation baffle equipment like this. So settlers sometimes will be called as a decanter. So this will be called as a decanters involving simple dispersion, where the entering liquid is dispersed into a droplets. The droplets are then allowed to settle by gravity in main part of the vessel. So just happening here, the intimate contact will be there. Then after coming into intimate contact, mass transfer will take place due to the turbulence between these two one, due to the dispersion. Then after that, then it will be allowed to settle inside due to the density difference, or by gravity they are going to settle, and the top phase we will collect as extract phase and the bottom phase will be a raffinate phase. Then that will be sent to the further units. So this is mixer settler. Okay, is that okay? Mixer settler. This is simple setup.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then next one is a spray tower. So what is the spray tower? Okay, here two types of operation will be involved in the spray tower. Spray tower is nothing but a construction here. if you see, one of the liquid will flow from the top and another liquid will be flowing from bottom to top. One liquid is coming from the top to bottom and another liquid is going from the bottom to top. So by a spraying mechanism, by just arranging some sprinklers, the two phases will be coming into contact. So since mass transfer to happen, there has to be first performed operation is a intimate contact. We have to bring intimate contact between two phases. So in this spray type of operation, two types of arrangements would be possible. So same equipments we can operate in two types. One is we can keep light liquid as a dispersed phase and we will allow this heavy liquid as a continuous phase. Then another possible operation is heavy liquid will be act as a dispersed phase and light liquid will be act as a continuous phase. Now what is this dispersed phase and what is this continuous phase? If you can see this figure, so in this one, the liquid which is there continuously like this. So if you can see, this is a liquid which is continuous and the small bubbles if you can encounter in this one. So that is called as a dispersed phase. Okay, the continuously the liquid occupies the whole column which is called as a continuous phase and the liquids which are there in the small droplets or a bubble type of things, so that is called as a dispersed phase. Now our target is we have to incorporate this dispersed bubbles or a dispersed phase into this continuous phase. So how to do this one? So to do this one, we need here there is no agitator or something external force. There is nothing is there. Only due to the flow, due to the mixing of the two fluids or a flow of two fluids only, the mixing is happening here. So now if you put the heavy liquid as a disperser phase, so here sprinkler will be arranged here. So through this sprinkler, heavy liquid will be just falling like this one. Then a light liquid, what happens? It will be just going down and it will be just coming from the outlet, screen type of plate, and it will be occupied throughout this plate. Here what happens? One interface will be formed. Here the interface will be formed here. Then in other arrangement, if you want light liquid to be your dispersed phase, so what happens? You will arrange this sprinkler here. Then through this sprinkler, light liquid will be formed as a bubbles and this heavy liquid will be falling as a continuous phase. Continuously, this is falling like this one. So that a intimate contact, how the intimate contact between two phases here coming due to only fluid flow, only intimate contact is coming. So that may be a good contact or a bad contact. Nobody can say. But if you can arrange some agitation, if you can arrange some motion or some turbulence inside this one, then mass transfer will obviously increase. Since here the two phases, only the flow is responsible for intimate contact, nothing else. There is no external force here. So mass transfer will be somewhat lower in the spray towers. So this is about the spray towers. Is that okay? Shall I move?
Yes,
This is visible to you? This
sir.
figure.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. This is a spray tower operation. So two type of operation is possible. One is either we have to keep the heavy liquid as a continuous phase, then light liquid will act as a dispersed phase, or either we have to keep this light liquid as a continuous phase. In that case, heavy liquid will be act as a dispersed phase. So either the case is involved. If two phases are the continuous one, then what happens? There may be a not very much high contact. Only directly one interface will be visible between these two liquids. There's no mixing. Only some small droplets when you create some one of the liquid as a dispersion, then only these droplets will attack, will impinge into the continuous phase. Then only the mass transfer will be possible. So surface area, the dispersion, creating this dispersion is nothing but increasing the surface area. This liquid, this much is circumference. This whole liquid will have this much area. But when continuous phase is there, all this is the area. That's a spray tower. The next one is a packet tower. So same operations we can carry out in the packet tower also. Only here, if you see in the spray tower, there is no packing or there is nothing. Only the flow is responsible. One continuous phase is going like that and dispersed phase is coming like that. Okay. we have to control the outlet flow rates. We have to control the flow rate, then only everything, the intimate contact can be brought. But here, in order to increase the area of contact between the two faces, we can incorporate some packing material. So that packing material may be some random packing, we can say, or some structured packing, or we can call it as a stacked packing, we can call. So two types of packing can be possible. One is a stacked packing, next one is a random packing. So packing materials will be same. If you see the packing material in this diagram, in the structured packing. So one of these rings will be arranged as in a structured manner. So what is the role of this structure manner? You can incorporate this into this packet tower. When heavy liquid is just flowing from top to bottom and light liquid is flowing from the bottom to top, there will be some tortuous path. Okay, tortuous path. What is this tortuous path? So if you see here, the path traveling, the direct path which is traveling by this light liquid is this path. It's a straight path. It can reach in a straight path. There is no tortuous path. So the point from starting point here to here to reach this one, if you consider this as some 3 centimeters. So the distance traveled by this one, this light liquid, is 3 centimeters. Okay, same diameter column if you consider with a packing, since packings are arrangements, okay, different types of arrangement. The opening between packing to packing will have so need not to be same opening will not be there. So it has to travel from tortuous path, different path they have to take. So what is this different path? I will show. So if you see this one as your spray tower. Okay, in this spray tower, when you give light liquid as a continuous phase, so this continuous phase has to travel from starting point one point to another point in a straight path. Okay, it will be going in a straight channels. Okay, like this it is going, because there is no restriction for this one, though nothing restriction is there, it can travel straightly. When the same column, if you use for the packed column, what happens? Same light liquid, in order to travel from the origin point, one point, to some second point, there is a restriction here. So packing material will be arranged like this. If you consider a rastering ring or something ring, so packing materials will be arranged here like this. So this is nothing but one type of restriction in order to increase the travel time and in order to increase the travel length, so that the two phases can come into intimate contact. We can arrange some packing here. So now the light liquid has to travel from starting point to second point. How it has to travel? It has to look for opening first. Here some opening is there. So it has to travel first. Here it has to look for opening. Now here some opening is there. Now it has to travel this direction or this direction. If we assume this direction it is traveling, then it has to travel this direction. Then it has to look for another opening. Sir, it has to travel here. Then it has to look for another direction. So it has to travel until here. So it has to travel until here. Then it has to travel like this. So this is called tortuous path. So the tortuosity will be increased. So due to some due to resistance offered by this packing material. So if the tortuosity is increased, what happens? The heavy liquid will be just flowing like this. So it has to, this heavy liquid has to look for some opening. So obviously it will be looking some openings to come here. So if you consider this has a heavy liquid, so it has also be looked for some opening. When it has to look for some opening means they will come intimate contact on this particle, on this stacked particles. So then it is coming, the intimate contact will be increased. Here if you see heavy liquid, when you pour some heavy liquid, so heavy liquid has to mix up with this one. So straight path is there. The intimate contact between these two faces will be very limited due to there is no restriction, there is no tortuous path here. So because of this flow only due to the flow only they have to mix on their own. Here due to some opening they have to mix. So the length will be increased. Here if you consider this is some 3 centimeters, the light liquid has to travel from 1 centimeter to 3 centimeters. Here it has to travel from in the tortuous direction. So it will be tortuous path will be this is 3 centimeters. Mean it will be great 6 centimeters or 7 centimeters depending on how the openings are there. So that is called as a tortuous path. So measure of this tortuous path is called as a tortuosity we can call. So the length of the region will be increased. That's the advantage of this continuous fixed bed or packed column we can say. So the bed will be fixed. Fixed columns will be there through which now same as that of spray tower, there will be a two types of operation. One is either we have to keep heavy liquid as a dispersed phase. Then if heavy liquid is a dispersed phase, then consequently this light liquid will be continuous phase. Under such condition, if heavy liquid is a dispersed phase, we have to arrange here some sprinkler here, some spraying sprinklers here, spraying nozzles here. Then through that spraying nozzle, it will be coming like this. Then such condition, light liquid will be continuous phase. So continuously it will be flowing. So throughout the column, the presence of continuous liquid or a light liquid will be observed. Then if you want this light liquid as a dispersed phase, then what happens here? You have to arrange some nozzle or a sprinkler. Then these dots, whatever the dots are there, that will be coming here. Then this heavy liquid is continuously flowing like this. So due to the resistance or due to this packing material, the liquid has to travel through some tortuous path. Due to this tortuous path, the surface area available for them will be very high, and there is a possibility that a chance of contacting interfacial contact between these two faces will be very high. Then obviously when the interfacial contact between two faces will be very high, then the mass transfer will be very high. If the mass transfer is very high, then the extraction or a solute solubility in the solvent will be very high. That's the major operation of this one. There are two types of operation possible. One type of construction is same for both of them. Only we have to just interchange the nozzle. This nozzle, when light liquid is a disperser phase, this nozzle we have to bring here. When heavy liquid is disperser phase, so this nozzle will be present here only. So that's the main criteria in operation of this column. So how to create this type of packings? So to create this type of packings, various types of packings are there. So first one is a plastic pal ring. So this is maybe constructed of steel also, maybe constructed of plastic also, maybe ceramic also. Okay, anything can be possible. So this is a pal ring. So this structure is called as a pal ring. Then this is also a metallic pal ring. Then this is a Raschig ring we can call without any partition. Then next one is this interlock saddle. Then this is also interlock saddle. This is also one type of interlock saddle. Okay, this type of packings will be just dumped or just arranged in a stacked pattern. Then it is called as a packet tower. So the use of these packings are increasing the turbulence of the continuous phase due to restricted area at some places. So restricted area will be offered by this resistance. By changing the size and shape of drops, fresh surface is exposed to mass transfer. Prevents vertical circulation, straight passage of continuous phase and increases the efficiency. Okay, vertical process, straight vertical passes you can observe only in the spray towers. Straight vertical passes we can observe in the spray towers, but tortuous path will be observed in this one. Because of this, the efficiency will be increased by this column. So that's the packet tower. So this type of packet towers will play a major role in absorption operation. So absorption operation that you will learn in the unit mass transfer 2. So this is about the packet tower. Okay, is that okay? Packet tower. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Yeah. Then the next one is perforated plate tower. So what is this perforated plate tower? Now the packet towers are there. Similarly, in order to have an intimate contact between two faces, so we have to arrange, instead of packing, some plates will be arranged as such in a distillation column. Okay, some sieve plates will be arranged here. In the distillation column, there are number of plates will be possible. Sieve plates we can arrange, bubble cap trays we can arrange, perforated different plates will be there that we can arrange here. Here the sieve plates will be arranged. What happens? One of the disperser phase will be traveling to the opening. Sieves are nothing but this one. The small openings will be there. So that is called as a sieve plates or the perforated plates we can call. Perforations are nothing but a small holes which are there on this plate. Through these plates, one of the phases will be just traveling like this one. So other phase will have a continuous one. So continuously it will be flowing like this one, drop down the waves and it will be coming intimate contact with other waves. Only just to increase the intimate contact and to increase the travel time. So this type of restrictions will be arranged. Basically, these are the restriction. Why? Because we have to keep this restriction because to increase the intimate contact between two phases. Otherwise, like in a spray chamber, so direct flowing of the liquids will be possible. In the direct flowing of the liquid, the efficiency of the column will be not very much high. If some restriction are there, then tortuous path will be possible. Through this tortuous path only, it is possible to have a large intimate contact between two phases. So once again, if you see, the heavy liquid has to travel from here to here without any plates. If you consider, this will be around some 5 centimeters. So, but this heavy liquid traveling path now with the plate arrangement is, it has to come and fall here. It has to travel this direction and it has to fall like this. It has to travel this entire plate. It has to fall like this and it has to travel this entire plate, then fall, but it has to travel, then fall, and it has to travel and fall. So only this 5 centimeters are possible without any restriction, but this will be some 2 centimeters. This will be 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 1 centimeter, 2, like this. Much length, a large length it has to travel. During this traveling, the intimate contact between two phases will be just increased. Now the light liquid is just see, it has to be traveled from this one, disperse through these perforations also it can pass. So through these perforations also the intimate contact between these two phases will be brought down. So only the change in spray tower, packet tower and this perforated column is, in the spray tower a straight flow of liquid is possible. Because of this straight flow of two fluids, the intimate contact will be somewhat lower. In order to increase the intimate contact and the time and the length of travel of these two liquids, the arrangement, some restriction has to be arranged in between this one. That restriction may be this one packed in terms of packing, or that restriction may be offered by this perforated plates also. So this is going to happen inside this column. So same one, it is written, liquid phase passes through the perforation and bubbles rises through the heavy continuous phase. The heavy liquid flows across each plate through rising droplets and passes through the downsprout, the plate column. Downsprout means this one, downsprout or downcomer we can say. So it will be just flowing like this. So this is the operation which is going to happen. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, if you have any doubt, just ask me. Don't hesitate to ask. And next one, what is the difference between this packet tower and sieve towers? So this has been asked many times in your 2 marks question. You can go through these points. So packet tower. So packet towers is nothing but arrangement of packings, but plate towers is nothing but arrangement of plates. So plates will be present in the plate tower and packing, some random packings or some stacked packing in terms of pal ring, interlock saddle or some rastering ring. It will be present in the packet tower. So the pressure drop is very small. So for vacuum operation, it is used. So the pressure drop. So if you consider the pressure here is some 100 Pascal here. So here also somewhat is similar, 99 or 98 kilopascal will be, you will observe. So pressure drop throughout the column will be very less. Whereas in the plate column, high pressure drops are there. So high pressure drop means loss of energy, that is. Then can handle corrosive fluids because of the easy replacement. So packing we have to dump on the external side, but corrosive liquids when you operate, this packing can be changed easily. But this perforated plates, whatever the perforated plates are there, it will be fitted to this column. So when the corrosive liquids are arranged inside this one, there is a damage to the plates. To replacing these plates or replacing these plates with the fresh plates or the new plates will be costlier affair than the replacing these packings. So packings will be ceramic. We can arrange different. We can arrange. Then cannot be used when suspended particles are present because of clogging. Okay, inside the packing there is a tortuous path to that opening or a porosity of that bed. The pore size of this bed will be very small. So when some particles are there, suspended particles are there inside that one, that particles will clog the available porous diameter. When that is clogged with some solid particles means there is a channeling or some flooding of that liquid will be very much high, because due to the non-availability of area to travel, non-availability of path to travel for the particular liquid. So it will be a clogging. Then intermediate inputs and output streams can be done. So intermediately we can just replace that plate if some clocking is there, but that's not the case. Whole packing we have to dump. So in order to locate the accurate location of that clogging, we have to dump all the packing. But here in the packet tower, not used for large diameters due to a distribution problem. So large diameters of columns cannot be used for the packet column. So because of the distribution problems will be there. So in large sizes, more economical than the packet type. So when you are going the large diameter towers, it is basically very much useful to use the plate stages inside that column. If the diameter of the column is very less, then we can directly use this packet column. So that's the major differences between packed and plate columns or a sieve tray columns. Plates or trays both are same. Then the next one is baffle tower. So what is this baffle tower? Why we have to use the baffle? Okay, you might have seen in the heat transfer. What is the use of baffle?
Mass unit, mechanical unit operations.
Baffle in heat transfer will be there.
No, sir.
Heat transfer and mechanical unit operations, it will be there. Baffles will be there in the heat transfer. If you can see, so plate and tube heat exchanger, if you see, so plate and tube will be there. Here some baffles will be arranged here. Why? Because the shell side, when some fluid is flowing, its direction can be changed, and when the direction is changing, because of this, the turbulence will be increased. So the surface area to travel, so this diameter will be decreased. So D will be decreased. Then what happens? The velocity of the fluid will be increased. Then the turbulence will be increased. So because to increase the turbulence, when the turbulence is increased, similarly in the case here, so like this, some baffles are arranged. What happens? The light liquid has to travel like this, and due to the this baffle here, so it has to change the direction. It has to change the direction and it will increase. Due to this restricted area here, the turbulence will be increased. Then due to this turbulence increase, one of the other liquid is flowing. Heavy liquid is flowing, light liquid is like this, it is flowing. Due to the increased turbulence, there is a possibility that this dispersed phase will be impinged into this heavy liquid phase. When the turbulence will increase, the mass transfer will increase due to the formation of eddies. So baffles we will use because to change the direction at the same time to increase the turbulence between the fluids. So similarly, you can observe this phenomena in the shell and tube heat exchangers more. So baffles, if you see, the baffles will be there. Due to this baffles, what happens? It has to change the direction. When the baffles are there, due to this restricted area, the turbulence of that liquid will be, velocity of the liquid will be increased, and due to increase in velocity, the turbulence will be increased. When the turbulence is increased, there is a maximum likelihood that mass transfer will be increased. Due to this, the capacity and overall efficiency of the column will be increased. So this is the baffle tower. So their capacity of handling in between spray and packet towers. So in between the spray and packet towers, capacity means if spray towers can handle 100 kg per hour, packet tower can handle some packet tower can handle some 1000 kg per hour. So baffle tower can handle in between that one 500 kg per hour like this. So these can handle liquids having solid materials. So there is a huge opening here. the solid materials, if the liquid is having some solid materials also, so we can use this baffle towers. So baffle tower plate uses horizontal baffles to direct the liquid flow. It will direct the liquid flow in a zigzag pattern. In a zigzag pattern, direction change is there here if you see, as they pass either up or down the tower. The baffles provide maximum change of direction without limiting capacity. So baffles are fitted to prevent vortices. There is no formation of vortices. In the straight packed spray tower, what happens? Spray is coming, the dispersal phase is coming and continuous phase is flowing. There is a possibility that some vortices will be formed. So vortices means it is nothing but this one. In the Telugu we will call Sudigundalu. That is nothing but a vortices. So here there is no chance of forming the vortices because it has to travel through the restriction and a tortuous path. So these baffles will change the direction of the fluid, and due to this direction of fluid, the velocity will be increased, and the velocity and the turbulence will be increased. Due to the turbulence, mass transfer will be increased, and due to this increased mass transfer, the efficiency of the column will be increased. That's it. Then one more advantage of this column is we can use the liquids with some suspended particles also. We can use this type of columns. Whereas in the packed column, we cannot use with the suspended particles. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the next one is, this is out of context, just out of interest, I'm just discussing. Just concentrate what is going on in this one. So pulse column. Okay, this is not there in your syllabus. So pulse column. So what is this pulse column? So there may be same perforated plates are there here in this one. So this is pulse. We can say this is a pulsating pump. We can say. So some pulsating pump will be there when it is just having a upper stroke. Then what happens? The light liquid will be dispersed into the heavy phase. When the stroke is going to the bottom, what happens? Then a jet of heavy liquid will be just flowing. So when this is just producing some upper stroke, then what happens? This light liquid will be traveling here into the dispersed phase as a dispersed phase. When this is just a downstroke, means if some baffle like structure will be there here, bellows like. So if that is downstroke, then what happens? That heavy liquid will be just flowing from the up to the bottom as a continuous phase. So I will show one video based on this one. Only this pulsating unit will be differed here. Why? Because pulsating will add some turbulence to that one, to that liquid. Can you able to hear this one sound, video sound?
No, sir. No,
No,
sir.
sir. No, sir.
Okay. Okay, this is pulsating leg. So in this pulsating leg, when it is just flowing to the downward direction, it is allowing the fluid. When it is flowing upward direction, it is allowing some dispersed phase to flow upward. So red liquid is a dispersed flow, and this whatever the blue one is there, that is continuous flow. So this is continuous. To this continuous, these dispersed particles are just attaching. And due to this attachment, there is a mass transfer between these two one. Okay, that is what going to happen there inside this column. Okay, then in the next class we will try to discuss this one. Okay, that's what for today. Okay, I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, you can just contact me.